Hi boys and girls, Ken Smith Fishing. Happy Friday afternoon. Say hi, Hollis. Show them bouncing. Okay. All right. So those of you who are fans of Texas Fishing Forum are familiar with the off-topic section of the fishing forum. So this is going to be Ken Smith Fishing off-topic. So it's Friday night, and just a number of things I want to share with you guys. And as we go through this, what I'm going to be doing is, if you didn't see it, I posted on Facebook yesterday. Since so many of us still want to compete, and we're not allowed to do so, which is smart and fine, I'm great with that. What we're going to do this weekend is, if you catch a fish, a largemouth bass over 5 pounds, or a crappie over 175, or a great big catfish, you pick the size, or if you're a junior angler, cut those in half. 16 years old or younger, cut those weights in half. Send me a picture, email it to me. Don't send it through Facebook. I can't keep up with the Facebook responses. Send me that picture, and something like what you're seeing on the screen right now is going to happen. I'm going to post your picture. I need to know fish size, what lake you were on, right? And the bait. I want to know the bait, doggone it. So send that to me, and I will post your picture, and I'm going to roll through these as we go through our off-topic today. Sorry about that. As we go through our off-topic today. So a couple of shout-outs right off the bat, and I've got some notes to myself, and I got to look at them real quick. Bear with me. Okay, so first out, two shout-outs, two industry shout-outs. First to Yum. If you guys didn't see this, Yum Baits, who normally makes some scent stuff, is making hand sanitizer and distributing them around Fort Smith, Arkansas, which I guess is where their home is. That's cool. Second shout out is to Booyah Baits, who is making face shields. That is just too cool for our healthcare workers. And by the way, shout out to all our healthcare workers, man. I've become such a germaphobe, going to the store or even around the house being weird about stuff. And you folks are out there putting yourselves at risk. I'm going to get emotional. Thank you for that. That's hard to do. And if you got a family member who is one, or as a police officer, or as a fireman, or a paramedic, or a truck driver, all those essential jobs out there, letting me come down here and do something silly like go bass fishing. I appreciate it. For all you who've lost your jobs, I know it's tough right now. My income is dried up as well. We'll make it through this. Actually, the first thing I wanted to post here, as many of you know, I'm in the insurance business. And I'm not the smartest guy, but I know some really, really smart guys. And I was privileged to be on a phone call earlier this week with some folks talking about the market. And just like you, I'm down a bunch in my 401k plan and my other savings. But a graph, I'm going to throw it up right here, that made me actually feel a little bit better was where I am. So I think the market's down 25–30% year to date. But the interesting thing was where I was as of 2 or 3 days ago versus 1 year earlier, and the market's only down about 12, almost 13%. So a lot of my losses have just been in gains, if you will. I had made money in the market and I've given some of it back. And I'm not giving any investment advice because I don't do that. But somebody said something to me that made a lot of sense, and they said if you're down 20% and you get afraid and put it all in cash, and you're making 2% on your cash, the one thing that's for sure is you're 10 years from being back to where you were. I wish I'd have had a crystal ball and could have seen this coming. I'd have gotten out of that. I'd have gotten all my money and all my friends' money. But there is no crystal ball. There's ups and there's downs. And I fear that for most of us, the only option is to stay in the market to get that up capture. So interestingly, over the last 5 years, this is another chart that they had used. I sort of recreated it. We're still positive over the last 5 years. Now, the market was down a little bit today, but I don't think it material impacts this. I do think the one thing positive, just personally, that I've taken out of all the calls I've been on is there's a chance that this will be, if somebody can come up with either a treatment or social distancing works, which still scares me down here. Literally, somebody at the grocery store today in Zavala was standing right on top of Sarah, and somebody asked her to move away, give her some space, and she got mad at him for asking her. Sarah didn't say anything. God, you got to give people space. Be smart. You don't have to have symptoms to give this to somebody, and somebody doesn't have to have symptoms to give it to you. Just 6 feet space. Put a face mask on. It looks silly, but it may save somebody's life. It may save your life, your grandmother's life, your grandfather, your father, your child. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry. Okay, staying off topic. So that's interesting to me that we're still positive 5 years later from where we are, 5 years ago in the marketplace. So that made me feel a little bit better. Made Hollis feel a little bit better too. So another thing, a buddy of mine in Dallas who's a follower on my YouTube channel, and a buddy is an attorney with one of the big firms in Dallas. And Greg sent me a piece from Greg Avid, our governor here in Texas. And what he basically said is, yeah, we may be asking you to stay home, but we're okay if we're an outdoor state, right? We want to hunt, we want to fish. We're going to let you keep doing that if you're smart and if you don't break the rules and don't gather and don't do things you shouldn't do. So, again, be smart about this, and hopefully they'll continue to let us fish. Life insurance. I've talked about this once before. I'm going to bring it up again because one of the things that my carriers have started doing, 2 things that are scary, 3 things. As of today, several of them started putting max issue ages on policies. One of them said they won't write anybody over the age of 70. Doesn't impact most of us, but it's going in the wrong direction. What they have started allowing us to do is write up to $5 million of insurance on certain people without having blood work or urine. So you don't have to have an exam. You can do it all over the phone. So again, if you've been kicking the can on that, I had several guys reach out after my last video. We can get you life insurance right now, and this is my off topic, so forgive me, I'm not talking specifically about fishing, but we have the ability to get a lot of people insurance right now with just a phone call interview. So that's a cool deal. A little bit of fishing stuff. 6th Sense has got some really cool stuff, including, last time I looked, some Quakes and Clayton Shiners on the clearance rack. So I'm going to post in the description below a link directly to the clearance rack. I think my Ken 10 discount works on clearance stuff too. I'm not positive about that, but there's some great deals on the clearance rack right now. I got a number of guys asked me to redo the GoPro 7 versus GoPro 8 side by side because it wasn't a great angle, so I'll work on that this weekend and give you guys some better stuff on that. Also a little bit of fishing stuff. Don't forget that spring box at 6 Cents is still available. It's got swim baits in it, it's got swim jigs in it, it's got some clouts in it. It's a good deal. I'll post a link down below for that too if you have an interest in picking that up. And I got a message today from Casey at 6 Cents saying, where do you want me to mail something I've got for you? I think my bait's coming out. So as soon as that's out, I'll talk about that as well. So again, as we've been going through these, and Hollis has been showing off his jumping skills, excuse me. If you catch a big one this weekend, email me a picture, kensmithfishing@outlook.com, kensmithfishing@outlook.com. That really is my first one. With where you caught it, what you caught it on, and the size of the fish, and your name obviously, and we'll post it up in a video next week. So that we can all show off, since we can't walk up to a weigh-in and hold them up, we can all show off what we're catching. Anything else we want to talk about here? I think we talked about it last week, but just as a reminder, Angelina County, which is where our home sits here in Zavala, does have a sort of a stay-at-home thing, but again, their commissioners last week, it's on YouTube, very specifically talked about the fact that they're okay with us fishing because we're providing for our families. Oh, doggone it. I meant to start this out with, hi all you crazy kitties and kittens. If you're stuck at home and you haven't watched Tiger King yet, you got to go to Netflix and watch Tiger King. You're going to go, what the, 10 times per episode, and it's a one-nighter. It's 7 episodes, and you watch it and you will be absolutely hooked. And my off topic, if you've never watched Last Chance U, it's about a couple of community colleges where kids go. It's both sad and highly entertaining. What some of these kids go through. Check that out as well. I'm caught up on so many things. I've watched all the Ray Donovans. I'm looking for stuff to watch right now. I just watched the English game, which was pretty good, about soccer from the 1800s, even though I'm not a big soccer fan. So, did I mention this is totally off topic? Hollis, you got anything to add? I'm trying to negotiate with Sarah to let me strap that down where Hollis can ride there going down the lake, but that seems to be a straight up no from her. We did get Hollis his first life jacket and sunglasses this last week. So if we get some decent weather, Hollis is going to get to take his first boat ride. We will all be life jacketed up, totally safe and going slow, but I want to let him get out and get his first ride in a Ranger bass boat. I do love all the pictures I've flashed up today of the kids fishing. That's so awesome. And I appreciate you guys sharing those with me, and we're going to share them with everybody else now as well. So thanks a ton for tuning in. We'll be getting out on the water over the weekend and getting videos posted up. I'm going bass fishing, and I'm going crappie fishing too. I got a couple pictures, as you saw there, of some really nice crappies. So I'm going to try to put a few in the freezer this weekend. Think that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. For Hollis, Walker, Smith, and I, Ken Smith Fishing, we appreciate y'all tuning in. If you don't subscribe, please do. We very, very much appreciate that. And the dude can fly. He's a jumper, man. Thanks, guys.